Who wants to talk about control? I'm going to give you 4 surprising ways to get more control in your life. To be able to take charge, right? These are the 4 unexpected methods. And I don't know if I've ever taught these before, but control is where, like power, you have a confidence that you are in control of a situation, of yourself, of whatever's going on. And this is a great tool to have when you're obviously seeking power, seeking control. That's why I always call, when I train people, I always say, I'm going to teach you to be a controller. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be controlling people, although that's part of it, because I'm teaching hypnotic influence, social dynamics, covert persuasion, all of these things I've been teaching for well over 20 years. So the first thing is this: mindfulness and meditation. And really this, the benefits of mindfulness and meditation for mental clarity and control is one of the top skills that you could ever do. Now, when I say mindfulness, let's call it something else. Let's call it thinking time. Thinking time and meditation, which means you sit in a room, or you sit outside, you go to the beach, you go to the park, you go to the woods, you go wherever, you take a walk around your city block, and you think. And that's somewhat of a meditation. But you also do a meditation where you're relaxing the body down. Relaxing the body down, relaxing the mind down, relaxing the spirit down, and getting yourself into a state of placidness, right? A lake that's just nothing, not waves, just calm and relaxed. I call it the calm and relaxed mindset. That's number 1. Number 2, and maybe I should be writing these down for you, right? That would make sense. You like my studio, the way I've got my pad set up here and I can write? If you ever want to learn how to set something like this up for your marketing team, your sales team, I'll show you how I set these studios up, and you'll be amazed at what you can do, right? But so first one is we're just going to call this meditation. But number 2 is decluttering your space, right? Your office, your garage, your bedroom. And I mean, my office is pretty clean, but I can always declutter it, right? You declutter your space. Now, how does this give you control? Because you have to make a conscious decision to do it, and don't avoid it. Make the decision and do it. You declutter. You go into your garage and you clean it up. Clean your car. I tell you what, if you have a dirty car, that's the worst thing in the world. I don't care what kind of car you have. I don't care if you have a 1980 car and it's barely running. Keep that thing clean. I see people that have great cars that they look like a mess. You go inside and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to sit down. There's dirt and there's candy bars. And declutter your space. Clean your office. Clean your bedroom. Make your bed. This gives you control. Simple things that give you control, because what happens a lot of time is when you don't do this, in the back of your mind, you think, I should do that. I should clean my desk. I should clean the garage. I should clean my car out. And what it does is it creates a lack of control because you feel like you're out of control. Number 3, time blocking. This is the one nobody ever wants to hear about. But time blocking is all about managing your time. And when you manage your time, you're in control. Most people that can't control their time are totally out of control. They're running late constantly. I always get there 5 minutes early. As you notice, I started early tonight because I always start early. I'm always there on time unless something, catastrophic happened or something really was off track. I'm always there early. I'm always there on time because I block out the time and I see it as important, regardless of whether it's a business function, personal function. Now, I've showed up late to places intentionally because I wanted to be late, but that's still a time block because I've consciously thought about it and said, I'm going to be fashionably late. I'm going to be late a half an hour because I want to be. But you have to block your time. You look at your week and you decide what's important and what's secondary, third, fourth, and then you time and you block out your time. Some of the best executives that I've coached, I taught this concept of time blocking to them to the extreme, where I said you only have time for 15-minute meetings. 15-minute meetings. That means if you meet your vice president, it's 15 minutes. If you meet with your HR person about some issue, it's 15 minutes. And that's it. And you stick to it. What that does is it cuts down on the nonsense, right? Hey, how was your golf game this weekend? Hey, what'd you do this weekend? Hey, weather's great. Weather's terrible. It's cold out. It's hot out, right? You get right to business, 15 minutes. Let's do it. I can get a lot done in 15 minutes. You want to make it 20 minutes? Make it 20 minutes. But you want to time block your schedule. And if you're an executive, you're a management personnel, you stick to that time frame. When I work with salespeople or sales teams, I do what I call Mojo Monday, 8:30 a.m. And I do a Friday Fuel Up, 8:30 a.m. And at 8:30 a.m., I start. I don't start at 8:30 a.m. and say, hey, we're going to get started in a few minutes. I know a couple people are dragging in late and, we're just going to wait for them. I never do that. We start at 8:30. That's it. Period. And at 8:30, I start doing roll call. And we get started immediately. 8:30, Mojo Monday, 8:30 Friday, Fuel Up. Add this into your repertoire and it'll make sense. Don't give people an off because you're going to say, you know how people are. It's Monday morning and they're running a little bit. No, we start at 8:30. We start at 8:30. That's it. If you're going to be late, you're going to be late, but it's not going to mess up my cadence. I'm getting started at 8:30. Now I may talk to you afterwards and say, why didn't you come at 8:30? Is there a reason why you couldn't make it to 8:30? Right? Makes sense. And then number 4 is saying no. Saying no gives you an incredible amount of control. We are people pleasers for the most part. And so when somebody asks us to do something, we feel compelled to want to accommodate them. But by saying no, what this does is this puts you in a control position where you're controlling your time. It comes back to that time issue, but it also comes back to the control. And just say, hey, I appreciate you asking me that, but I can't do that right now. And you don't even have to have a reason. Just say, I can't do that right now. That's not going to work with my game plan. I can't do it. Sorry. And then that's it. You don't have to make a big excuse. You don't have to say because I'm doing this. No. Just no, I can't do it. But I appreciate you asking. Have you thought about transferring that to George, Mary, Paulette, whomever? That's the way it goes. Learn to say no. So many people are yes people. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can. And what happens a lot of times when they say yes is they either don't even do it, or they do it in a half-assed way, or they do it in a way that's begrudging because they feel guilty that they said yes, but they feel guilty that they can't get out of it, but they also feel terrible that they're taking their time to do this thing. Again, that pulls down the control. So understand that control, you have, and of course there's so many more points than these 4, but I wanted to give you a snapshot of what that could look like for you. Meditation gives you that control. decluttering your space, making your bed, getting yourself organized. Doesn't take that much time, a little bit every day. Time blocking. Take a look at your daily schedule, your weekly schedule, and say, what can I eliminate? Can I go into a 15 or 20-minute meeting segment and say, boom, this is it? Now, a lot of times we automatically set up 30 minutes. 30 minutes is like a default, right? But you can set a 15-minute default because it'll make you that much more productive because you get right to it. Is there anything else we need to discuss? You go through what's important, and then if you need to extend it, obviously you could, but if you can get concise and go into those 15-minute increments instead of, let's say, 30 minutes, you're going to accomplish so much more, and you're going to have more time to meditate and think about what's going on, especially if you're an executive, an entrepreneur, somebody of value. Everyone's of value. And that is definitely something that you can do in order to gain control.